In today's video, I'm going to show you step by step how to set up the YOLOCAM S3 webcam in OBS, especially if you want to use this camera either for recording content or streaming so you can get the best image quality out of it. So let's not take much time, let's get into it. So right now, as you can see, I have the camera already in OBS. And that's what I'm using to record this video. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna show you how I got this image that you're looking at right now. First tip, obviously, guys, you wanna make sure your lighting is on point. So you can see I've got some color going on in the background and have a key light. So depending on what type of lighting you have, you always need to have some sort of lighting, because as you can see, if I turn off my key light, everything changes, right? So you can see even if you tweak the image, trying to make it look good, it does not matter if your lighting is not good. It may be hard to get good image quality. So that's very, very important to get a good image quality. Lighting is key. Next, we want to make sure we go ahead and tweak the actual image from the camera. Now, once you connect it, usually what you need to do, this webcam comes with a USB cable, so you have to just connect it to a USB port on your computer. Look for something that has a blue color or fast speed. Usually it may be labeled SS or FS, something like that, or it may actually be blue. So just to give you a chance to be able to send good data straight out of the camera. So make sure you use USB 3.0 or USB 3.2, because that's what YoloLiv actually do recommend to be able to get the best out of the camera if you want to get an compressed image. Now, even if the image is compressed, it will still look good. So just making sure you guys know about that, right? So next up, obviously, once you go to OBS to add it, you just make sure you have a scene active. You can hit the plus sign and then choose a video capture device and then hit OK. And then usually once you go here under device, it's going to be called S3 and then other numbers here. So because mine is already connected, so you're gonna go ahead and choose that. So you can go S3 and then you can go for resolution type. You can make custom. If you want to do 4K, you can choose 4K. Personally, I use it in full HD, so 1080. And then FPS, you can do 30 frames per second if you are doing some talking head like what I'm doing right here. And then everything else you can leave the way it is and then hit OK. Now I already have mine connected, so I'm just gonna go click cancel. But for you, if you were to add it for the first time, that's what you would do. All right. And then of course it's gonna show up, no problem. Now, once you have it connected, we're gonna go ahead and look for the software, which is YoloLiv Compose software. That's the software that comes with the camera, and that's gonna help you to tweak the camera. All right, so go to YoloLiv.com/compose app. I'm gonna leave a link down below. Now, if you are on Mac, you can go ahead and download the Mac version. If you are on Windows, go ahead and download the Windows version. Mac has two versions. If you're on Intel, you can do, like the older Macs, or if you are on the new Macs with the M chip, like M1, M2, I believe M4 will still work because they put M1 and M2. Now we have M4 as well. So you can go ahead and download this version. So once you have it downloaded, it should be straightforward. This is what it's gonna look like once you open. All right. So now, if you have it connected to OBS, usually you should have a preview here. But if you have it connected to OBS, the preview is not gonna work. So you have a blank kind of screen. So you can go ahead and click on this camera here and it's gonna disappear. Now, if the camera is not connected for some reason, it doesn't show up, usually you will go here and then you're gonna choose, it's gonna show up as S3, blah, 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 all the numbers, right? So once you have it connected right now, because I have it in OBS and it's open, I'm gonna be able to actually have this software on the side and then I can make changes on the go. I mean, as I actually see the preview inside of OBS. So I can go here to graphics. If you wanna do like a vertical orientation, you can choose 9:16. So this is where this is horizontal, vertical. Again, I'm not gonna do it because I just wanna keep it in horizontal. Frame rate, you can choose. As you can see, it's kind of locked in because I already selected in OBS. But if you wanted to do everything before you send it to OBS, you can do it in the software and then open OBS afterwards. So it's up to you. Now, for me, I already set it at 30 frames per second. Again, you have access to that inside of OBS. You can change it in OBS or you can change it here. Image settings, for me, I reduce the sharpness around -4. Also, the contrast at 50, it looked a little too contrasty, so I reduced it to 49, and the saturation 49 seemed to work well. There's something called lens shading correction. I don't know why it does, but it seemed when it's on, it gives me so much more light, especially in the background and my face. Obviously, as you can see, it's kind of looking good, but when I turn it off, I actually got my background to be a little darker, which in my opinion kind of looked better, because you know, you don't want your background to be too much, to have too much light. And it's also contrasty. I feel like my lights in the background are showing better, and it just creates a nice image. So I feel like lens shading correction off, it looks good. Now try it in your case. Maybe may look better when it's on, so it really depends. Now for focus, I personally, if you wanted to track your face, you could use that. But personally, autofocus C, it seems to work well, especially I tried with doing like product showcase kind of stuff, and it seems to be working pretty well. So the problem when you do your face, it will just tend to focus on your face only, but you know, it seems to work actually with, yeah. So you can see if I do this on the side, if I don't hide my face, it's not focusing on this remote, right? It's because I set it to only track my face. However, if I turn that off, you can see that automatically as I do something in front of the lens, it's gonna kind of focus on that, right? So depending on what you're trying to do, you can choose any setting that you want. Personally, I think that the first one seems to work well. It will still keep your face in focus, but if you have something that you want to show on screen as a kind of product showcase, it will still look good really. So that's that. And then when it comes to zoom, again, you don't need to probably, I don't know if you need to zoom in, but you can try it. Personally, the webcam seems to be already zoomed in already. So, but if you need it, this is where it's gonna be. Now, if you need some hotkey settings, I personally don't need to use that to control a webcam, but you can go through that, no problem. We can go to exposure now. For exposure, auto exposure actually seems to work well. So don't waste your time trying to set it up manually, unless you can go to, you know, tweak it manually. And then once you see you're kind of happy, you can go back, switch to auto. It's going to keep those manual settings, and then it will kind of, you know, keep your manual image, but it will still stay in auto. The only thing that I tweaked was the EV. Here I put it to 2. I feel like when it was on 0, it was still looking good. Like the webcam has a great image, but I feel like my face was a little darker, and the blacks, they were too dark. So it was like kind of too contrasty. So I boosted to around 2 and 3. I feel like there's a little more light on my face, and you know, between 2 and 3 seem to be awesome in my opinion. And then that's the only thing I did. But for exposure, just auto works perfectly. Really, you don't have to waste your time trying to set it up manually. Other than that, for audio settings, I don't touch it because I actually heard that the camera doesn't have a microphone from another YouTuber. I didn't confirm that with YoloLiv, but you know, if you go here, usually if you want to find out, you could go here and then go to audio input capture and then add a new audio input capture. So if you had a microphone, usually it would show up here. So as you can see, there's no microphone S3 that's showing up. So you won't need to bother trying to add, to play with audio. This is probably made for other webcams or other cameras that may be released in the future. Or have been released by YoloLiv that have like built-in microphones. But for this particular camera, you don't need to do anything. But other than that, guys, this is it. You can see the image is looking good. The only thing, guys, the only thing that I recommend 100% before I end this video that you have to pay attention to, make sure your white balance. I don't think we went through this. Make sure your white balance is set to manual. If you do auto white balance and you have a lot of light in your studio, the camera may try to adjust to different lights, and therefore it's going to affect your image. You're going to lose some sort of consistency in your image, and that's not something that you want to happen. So make sure, please make sure you set your white balance to manual, and then make sure you match your key light. So your key light, mine is 5600 Kelvin. That's my key light. So you want to make sure you type that number manually in here. I did 5500 because I felt like 56, it was a little off. I don't know why, the color was kind of off a little bit. So I did 55. It still looked good. Sometimes you have to use your common sense and make adjustments a little bit. No big deal. Just 100 different. And then I don't know what this thing is. It's in Chinese. So I don't know. It's probably something they have to fix. But other than that, try tweaking, especially if you have a lot of lights in your studio. Like me, I have a lot of colorful lights in my studio. So I had to make some adjustments here on the red offset and blue offset to make sure they kind of looked good. But you can see that, you know, it was too contrasty. So you can play with this until you get an image that looks good. So on the white balance, that's where you're gonna do most of the work to make sure it's well balanced and it's looking good. But other than that, again, the settings that I have in here may be different from what you have. Just use the common sense look at, you know, what you have, what looks good. Worst case scenario, try auto and don't move and see what the parameters they have, and then keep those and go back to manual and then keep those just to make sure it looks good. All right, other than that, that's pretty much it, guys. The next thing would be to just go in OBS. If you're streaming or recording, just set up your recording or your live streaming. And if you want to know how to actually go live on YouTube using OBS, I have another video. If this is your first time, showing you step by step how to do that, and I'm gonna link that video right here, so make sure you check it out, guys, and I'll see you there. Take care.